Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of You Ought to Know Live on the web. Every Tuesday evening, seen and heard, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, live. The radio show is called You Ought to Know. It's seen and heard every Saturday morning, 7 a.m. until 12 noon. I'm Dave Serio, and joining me are a number of my guests that I love to have on the show because these guys are experts in the automotive field in all different directions. And of course, we even get some free advice that I think you'll find to be very interesting and also useful to you. So we're going to start off first. We're going to introduce everybody real quick. Mike Lambert is from the Shine Shop, the extreme detailer in the bunch. We have David Winward. He's from Jasper Engines and Transmissions. We believe we have Jose Bueso joining us from Dynamic Automotive in just a little bit. And we're going to start evening off with Mr. Brad Sanders from BG Products and Services. Hey, Mr. Brad, how you doing?
Doing good, Dave. Thanks for having me.
Good. Now, BG Products and Services is a company that sponsors my radio program as well as Jasper Engines and Transmissions. And you're a company that supplies equipment and also the chemicals necessary in order to do quality transmission fluid exchanges, coolant fluid exchanges, and also the power steering and more. So you do complete fluid services. We do it local repair shops and dealers.
Yeah, we're a vendor for all different types of automotive repair shops, from independent shops like yourself to dealerships to even some of the chain locations. And we provide the equipment as well as the chemicals and the fluids to service their customers' vehicles. And like you said, whether it be the fluid in the transmission, the fluid in the cooling system, power steering system, brakes, as well as some other products such as cleaning out or decarbonizing a fuel system, on top of some other products to supplement the oil in the actual engine itself.
All right. Now, there are a number of companies out there that compete against you and do that kind of stuff. However, the good news is you also give a warranty with your services.
Well, that's what makes us unique. Like you said, there are plenty of companies that you can pick from to do these types of services or to use. But what really separates us, other than quality, is the fact that we stand behind our stuff. If something were to happen, we have what's called the BG Lifetime Protection Plan. And getting any one of those services performed on your customer's vehicle, as long as they start before 75,000 miles, they will have up to $2,000 worth of coverage on all of those components that we listed: engine, power steering, coolant, brake, driveline. Transmission, you actually only get $1,000 of coverage, and we actually have a double the amount of coverage if you start on any of those services before 36,000 miles.
Right. Now, what that means is if you have a vehicle, say, for example, with 32,000 miles on it right now, say it's a 2012, you've got 32,000 miles. If you have the engine, the coolant service, and the transmission fluid exchange service, you can just do those two services if you want right now. And if you do them now and do them every 30,000 miles thereafter, you get a $4,000 warranty on your engine and a $2,000 warranty on your transmission. Absolutely. Just for doing what's actually already good for your vehicle.
Yeah, we're trying to prolong the life of those components by servicing the oil on a regular basis and servicing the transmission fluid at a regular basis. So we're just coming in saying, if something were to happen, you have that peace of mind that we have your back since you're using our products.
Very good. So BG Products and Services, the distributor in the Maryland, Virginia area, which is who you work for, can be reached at 1-800-327-8883. And what's the website that's the best website for everybody to go to find out more about BG Products?
BGAMS.com. It stands for Automotive, BG Automotive Maintenance Services. Hold on.
I didn't even know about that one. That's one is that new?
It's semi-new. Basically what it is it has videos. So you can click on all those different services we talked about, and it'll bring up a quick video for you to watch so you can see the benefits and the features about each and every service that we have available.
Now, is that from your distributor or is that from the national corporation?
It's a corporate website, yes.
Okay, very good. All right, well, hang in there, Brad. We're going to be back to you in just a little bit, and then we'll find out a little bit more about BG, okay?
Thank you again.
All right, no problem, buddy. Dave Winward from Jasper Engines and Transmissions. Hello there, Mr. Dave.
Hey, Dave.
Good. Do you have any time to work on your Mustang this week?
A little bit. I did figure
All
out
right.
the brakes. I figured out the brake.
All right.
My left front caliper, although it was brand new, all the brake lines, hoses, master cylinder, power boost, everything brand new, was actually seized. And
now, brand new to you. What does that mean? Does that mean you bought it and then it sat on your car for 3 or 4 years?
how about 10?
10 years? Brand
Yeah.
new. Brand new. Mike, he's just like a customer.
Yeah.
I swear to God. I
And
just had it done. Okay? And Reagan was president when they had it done.
I believe it was like a rebuilt caliper. So I don't know, because the car had never really moved where I never got to test the brakes. So this is the first time I actually had it moving around. So it could have been like that from when I got it. I don't know, because everything else seemed to work fine. But the good thing is I use calipers off of a 1979 Ford Granada. And
Grenade.
yeah, Grenade.
Yeah,
the caliper actually cost $16, and the core charge was $19. So I'm not going to go for broke on that one. So I didn't have a chance to put it on, but yeah, I jacked up that wheel because it was pulling real hard to the right when I hit the brakes.
Right.
So I figured something, and the brake pedal was real stiff. So I jacked up the car, and I had my brother-in-law push the brake pedal, and it wasn't engaged at all. So I'm assuming it's the caliper, either a slider locked up or.
Yeah. I feel sorry for Jose Bueso, who just joined the call, and the first word he probably heard was Granada. Okay? I mean, he probably hung up already, you know?
Hey, they were fine cars back in the day.
Okay. They were before Brad's time. He doesn't even know what we're talking about. So anyway, Dave Winward from Jasper Engines and Transmissions is putting together his 68 Mustang, right?
Yep.
And he's got to get it out by the end of the month, end of December.
Yep.
His dad's evicted him. So finally his dad has decided to be a good parent and finally said you got to set his son out on his own, at least with his Mustang anyway. So I'm glad things are going well for you.
I'm not sure my wife's ever even seen the car.
Oh, man. And how long have you been married now?
It'll be 6 years on Saturday. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. She really hasn't seen it.
No.
Oh, my goodness. That's incredible.
Well,
Very good.
It's like a pile of parts, so it's like kind of like, you want to do what with that?
Well, I have a feeling that we're going to see an ad in the paper very soon. Apartment needed with garage. Please call Dave Winward.
There you go. I'm trying to play it, Dave.
What do you have for us tonight, Mr. Dave?
Well, I had some information when we were out on the factory tour, Dave, and you actually, I think, were standing right next to me when I took this little video clip. It was one of our biggest CNC machines, which is manufactured by Haas. And a lot of people have heard the name Haas from NASCAR racing. I think they sponsor the Stewart Haas Racing. You know, it's Tony Stewart and Haas. That's Haas CNC machine. So this is the one that was so big that we were putting the diesel engine blocks in, where you had to go up. So I got a little short video clip of the machine where it's changing the bits, and it's a really neat machine. It'll actually they place the product in the machine. It centers it up. It's got levelers and it lasers. It knows where it's at, and then it has measuring tools that measure the block, and then it can switch the different bits. It can mill the deck surface. It can bore the engine block, and pretty much does all the machine work by itself. So I think we were there at about 10:30 in the morning, and he was on either number 8 or number 9 block for the day, and so he said he could spit out 15 of them more, and we ran out and didn't have a need for it. So I got a little video clip of that, and I also have I didn't get a winner for our contest last week. That was a tough one, but I do have another contest for this week.
Great. Now, if that machine did 2 more things, it would be the equivalent of the dynamic automotive car wash.
Well, it didn't have the foam. Now we will see the foam.
No foaminator?
Yeah, but it's an ugly brown foam. It's not the colored foam.
No, we don't want that. No.
Lights in it.
I don't even know if it's worth bringing it up then. If it's ugly brown, I don't know if it's worth bringing up.
Yeah.
The foaminator, that's the one.
It actually looked like, when he shut the door, it looked like a car wash because it was spraying all the
it
fluid.
was, and he got it just closed in time. We'll have to get everybody to pay attention to that. He closed that door just in time. He held it open, and he was showing us. He goes, well, I think I better close it. He closed it, and, I mean, it hit. I mean, he just barely got it closed. So very good. I remember that. All right, Dave, we'll be back with you in a few minutes for both the video and also the contest, okay?
All right, sounds good.
All right, we've got Mike Lambert from the Shine Shop. How you doing, Mr. Mike?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Good. Almost called you Dave Winward again. I don't know. I'm
okay.
getting old. I'm getting old. You know what it is? My brain is frozen. I can't take this weather much longer. I took the dog over to the bank, walked him on over there so he could do his stuff, and the bank is probably about maybe a block and a half away from my shop. I thought I was going to die. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
it had to be like a wind chill of 0. I mean, the wind was whooping. Leaves and stuff are blowing past us. It looked like, Kansas in the cold weather. Woo!
Yep. Yeah, I can't take it much myself either.
Yeah, Mike, tell us how warm it was in your 72-degree garage.
Yeah, it's let's see. I'm looking at the thermometer right now. It's about 68 degrees.
68. That's just terrible.
I turned it down for the night. So.
What you got behind you? Your Challenger?
Finally got mine back in the garage after about 2 weeks. So.
It's been 2 weeks outside, huh?
Yeah, it's been spending a lot of time outside with these coatings and all. The coating has to stay inside overnight, so it's forced outside. And my wife is telling me we're maxed out for room and we're not building anymore.
Oh no, that's not the good news. That's not the good news you wanted to hear. So Lena's in charge, huh?
Exactly.
I hear you. So what kind of interesting automobiles have you worked on this week?
Well, actually, we only had one this week because we're having some construction done at the house. But I had a 911 GT3 2012 that's outfitted for the track. No interior other than the roll cage and the racing seats. And high performance motor, even higher than the factory motor, and
wow,
the racing tires and the cameras and the data acquisition systems and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, real? Now, does it have 2 seats in it?
Yeah, it does have 2 seats. Two,
okay.
Yeah, and they're bolted in. There's no adjustments up, down, forward, or backwards, and
right.
It's just bare bones on the inside.
Neat. Wouldn't want it, but I'm impressed that somebody does have it, and I'm sure it goes out on a track.
Yeah, he's a friend of the other gentleman that we know that has the black GT3.
Okay, very good.
Came up from Virginia.
Was this car tagged?
Oh yeah, it's tagged in Montana where he has a residence, and it makes it a lot easier tax-wise.
I hear that. Not to mention the fact that they probably have no idea what's really tagged on that thing,
No, I have quite a few clients that have part-time residences in Montana and Alaska.
Right.
Because there's no taxes, there's no inspections, there's no transfer fees, and there's no emissions tests.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're buying a car of that price range, that saves you lots of money.
Mike, can you give me directions on how to get to Montana?
I believe if you go on the internet, there is an attorney that will take good care of you.
Very good, sir. Very good. So, what kind of construction are you having done at your house? Is this something you can talk about on the web?
I'll make a long story short. It's all started with having our ducts in our house cleaned, our air conditioning ducts. We're on a slab, so they're in the floor. Nobody will touch them because they're 50 years old.
Right.
Which meant new furnace and new ductwork up in the attic, which was 4.5 days, and that was 2 weeks ago.
Right.
So then we had the inside of the house painted because Lena and myself are too old to do that for ourselves anymore.
Yeah, the inside of the house.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
And then this week, it was supposed to be Monday and Tuesday. It's going into Thursday, going to be Thursday now before we're done with an electrical upgrade to our house. Because being 50 years old, they found all kinds of things that weren't appropriate up in our attic. So it's been an adventure. So
So you don't have a basement at that house. It is on a slab.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry to hear you had to go through all that, but you better keep up with these detailings and these Geon courts because you need something to get all this money back.
Yeah, we this was my vacation, I think, for the year. So
maybe I'm picking a bad time next week to drop off the Magnum.
No, not at all. Not at all. You just bring it in here.
And by the way, you know, it's like going to a dentist and then eating Oreo cookies right before you go.
Yep.
My Magnum is getting dirtier every okay?
That's
so
okay.
It's going to be a chore when you get that thing. You're not even recognize it as the one you saw at the show.
We're gonna do like most of the dealerships do. If it's extra dirty, it's extra money.
I know. I'm ready for it. So trying to keep it as clean as possible, but it ain't been easy, I'll tell you.
It's okay. That's why it comes here.
I went to a meeting this morning and was at a school in Harford County, and I'm looking for a parking spot. There was one spot open next to another Magnum. So I put it right there next to it, and we came out to our car exactly at the same time when we went back. And he goes, "Oh, you got one of these too?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Oh, you got the RT with the all-wheel drive?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Oh, that's what I wanted." He goes, "I just couldn't find one." I said, "They're great. It's a lot of blast." He said, "That's a pretty neat vehicle." But he had a white one. I've got the red one. So.
Looking forward to it.
Yes, sir. All right. Anything else going on in the old Shine Shop auto detailing world?
No, we're just the coatings have really been popular, and when you come back, I'll show you exactly how they come packaged and all that stuff because people always ask me what they look like. So.
Great. Your contact information, your home number, your work number, 410-833-1632, and of course, as it says on the lower third, theshineshopautodetailing.com. Back with you just a few moments, sir.
Yeah, well, and we'll have the McLaren will be up there shortly. My wife has just been extremely busy with the house, so she hadn't had a chance to do that yet. Okay, sounds good. I'm Dave Serio. This is You Want to Know Live, part of the Hangout10.com network, and let's go to the phones. Oh, wow, goodness. Why did you hide her from me? You hid her. That's just rude. I'm expecting old, ugly Todd, you know? Jose, how are you, sir? Surprise. I love that surprise. Introduce your guest for us tonight. Introduce your guest.
Introduce your guest.
Okay, this is Darlene.
I know.
My boss.
Yeah, right.
She runs the organization. Yep.
Hi, Dave.
And she happened to be working with me tonight.
She gets the checks out, doesn't she?
Yes.
Yes, I do.
Yes.
Thank you, Darlene. Thank you, Darlene. All right. Very good.
I bow to her.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. So she works Tuesday and Thursday at your location, right?
Right. Yeah.
See, I know these things, Darlene. I know where to find you.
You know where to find me.
I know where to find you. And then Monday, Wednesday, and then if you ever feel like coming in on Friday, you work it over at the other one, right?
Yep.
Urbana. Yes. Very good. So, Jose, it's great to have you, buddy. Thanks for the reply. Jose Bueso is one of the partners of Dynamic Automotive, and Dynamic Automotive is a real large organization in the Frederick, Maryland area, 3 locations. So they keep pretty busy servicing cars and washing cars in one location and doing detailing. Oh, should mention that, and all kinds of good stuff over at the Urbana location. So tell us a little bit about the 3 locations, if you would, sir.
Sure. As Darlene mentioned, she's here at this location today, which is the Libertytown location, and that's where I'm at 90% of the time. If you want to reach me, you can call me at 301-694-6250. Our original location is located in Newmarket, Maryland. That phone number there is 301-694-5460. You'll talk to my partner Lee over there, or the lovely Sarah, and they'll take good care of you. And then we have a rather large location right off of Route 270 in Urbana. That location boasts a 9-bay repair shop, a 4-bay quick lube facility, and a 60-foot soft cloth car wash. That facility is also open 7 days a week. And that phone number there is 301-874-8833. And this gal runs it all.
I hear you. You know what? I'm really upset at you for not letting me know that Darlene was going to be on tonight, or I would have combed my hair. You know? I'm very
He's
upset.
not
Very upset.
here.
What's
Yeah,
that?
I said he didn't even know I was going to be here. I was getting ready to head out the door, and he's like, "Come here, come here, come
Yeah.
here."
Yeah, I grabbed her on up here.
That's why I got my jacket on, because I was heading out the door.
Heading out the door. Well, and that's the reason why she has the key to my heart. Key to my heart right there. Okay? It's a heart bumper, yeah. So Darlene, tell us about the job you do at Dynamic Automotive. You work in mostly a manly type of business, an auto repair shop. Most of the employees are guys, right?
All the time. All men.
But you handle it.
Yeah, I try to keep everybody on task and things moving along. Actually, I'm the office manager, so I do a lot of different things. I take care of the human resources stuff. I do some of the marketing, some of the advertising stuff. I plan the car show that we do every year.
Very successful car show.
Yeah, it's been a good show for, as long as the weather's great, we're in good shape. But, how that goes, weather dictates everything when it comes to a car show. So.
Well, you've done pretty well for the last number of years. I said you've done very well for the last number of years. The plans have worked out great.
Yeah, it's been good. It's been good. Of course, having you and Craig there doing your thing has been awesome also. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I don't know if they've said anything to you or not, but we recently were elected top 10 for Motor Age Magazine Top Shops. We were in the top 10. Yeah, the top 10.
Very good.
Yep.
Is that across the country or in a state or?
That's a national magazine.
Fantastic.
So,
yeah. Very good. Top 10 in the.
Yeah. It'll be out in the December issue of Motor Age Magazine. So.
Okay. I'll start mentioning that on the radio.
Oh, thank you.
Yep.
So.
That was a team effort right there, entering that and putting it all together, and we were lucky enough to grab it.
Right.
And we actually, the Frederick News Post was out today interviewing all three partners about the subject. So there's going to be a big write-up this weekend in the Frederick News Post about it. So we're really excited that this is happening. It's kind of cool.
It is not. It is unbelievable. It is not just kind of cool. I mean, when you think about all the repair facilities, and I mean, if you go from my location on Baltimore Pike and you go half a mile, okay, there are 15 places to have your car serviced in that half a mile. So I mean, that to be number 10 or in the top 10 in the country is just phenomenal. So I'm very happy for you. Very
Thank
good.
you. Thank you.
I'm glad that you're associated with my radio program. That even makes my radio program have a little bit more credibility, and I appreciate that.
Oh, that's nice.
Awesome.
Thank you.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I mean, when I have good repair shops that as preferred repair facilities, that even makes it a whole lot better. I have never received a complaint from any customer about your shop. Never.
That's good to hear.
So that's a good thing.
Actually.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about Jose, but Darlene, it's been great having you here. Okay?
Dave.
All right. I mean, Jose, same old, It's always a pleasure to have you. And if ever Todd wants to take off a week and have you take his place, tell Todd it's okay.
Okay, I will let him know.
Sounds good. Okay, Jose, we'll be back with you in just a few moments, buddy, okay?
Thank you, Dave. Always a pleasure.
Thanks, Darlene. All right, we're back to Mr. Brad. Mr. Brad Sanders from BG Products and Services, a company that supplies both equipment and also chemicals to independent shops, franchise shops, and dealerships so that they can perform maintenance services on your car or light truck. And that includes your coolant services, antifreeze, transmission fluid exchanges, plus also power steering, air conditioning, all kinds of stuff. I mean, and even, of course, what we call the induction services. Would you do me a favor and describe the induction service to me so that our customers and listeners can understand?
It's basically a two-step process. The first thing the technician's going to do is we have a tool, it's a canister, that we're going to pressurize with air. Before we do that, though, we're going to add 2 cans of our cleaner, so 22 ounces, and we're going to hook up a basically what we call the S tool. And what that'll do is that will we're going to hook that up to where it meets the intake meets the throttle plate.
Okay.
We're going to spray our chemical. We're going to pressurize it to about 60 psi. So you're going to get a nice thick fog going in through the intake. And wherever air goes, that chemical will go, and it will clean. We're going to follow that up with a tank additive we call 44K. It's one of our more popular products. If you've ever heard of it.
Gotcha.
But what's going to happen is any
You heard
carbon
my
built
dog?
up along the intake valve. I heard, yeah, is that Jasper?
Oh, you don't worry about that. That's Jasper. He's just going after my arm. It's no problem. He's after my elbow. Oh, my God. Now, he has a rubber bone, and he finally got tired of just sitting there. So now we're playing tug of war. You just go ahead, Brad. Don't worry about that.
All right. So basically what's going to happen is any carbon that builds up along the intake valves, the injectors themselves inside the combustion chamber, oxygen sensors, catalytic converters, it's going to help clean that stuff out so that you get better gas mileage out of your car, better performance out of your engine, and it'll help decrease the emissions out of the vehicle itself.
Very good. Very good. Good explanation, by the way. And people can get really, as you mentioned, better gas mileage, but also there could be a problem with carbon built up that can actually cause a drivability problem that is not recognized by your check engine light.
Absolutely. I see it all the time. And techs, they spend, half a day or days trying to right the issue when in situations all you need is just a carbon cleaning.
Yep. And, people say, well, why don't you just put some additives in the gas tank?
Yeah, the additives in the gas tank, even if you're just using 44K, you're really only cleaning the fuel side of the fuel system when you want to be cleaning both sides. The air side, like I was explaining the process through the pressurized canister, as well as the fuel side to do a complete fuel system cleaning.
Very good.
That way you'll get the best possible results out of it.
Well, good answers, Mr. Brad. We appreciate that. People want to get a hold of you to find out more about BG products. Do they have a phone number they can contact you at, or an email address, or do you just prefer to have them get a hold of BG themselves?
Yeah, give a call to BG.
Okay. Uh-oh.
Off the top.
Okay, BG's number is 1-800-327-8883.
Yep.
Say it once in a while on my Saturday show. Once in a while.
Yeah, I bet you have
Mike Lambert
by now.
Mike Lambert knows it so well just by being put on hold.
Yep, exactly.
There we go. Yep, got all the numbers, trying to get them all memorized, because people ask me all the time I'm live on the air, what's the number for this, what's the number for that, and try to keep them all straight. So it's a lot of fun. Well, thanks for being with us tonight, Brad. If you can hang in there, we're going to talk to some of the other guys, and we'll be back just to say our fond farewell, okay?
Fantastic. Well, thanks for having me.
My pleasure, sir. We're back with Mr. Dave Winward from Jasper Engines and Transmissions, and you have a video for us, and you also have a contest. Go ahead and start with that video, if you'd be so kind, Mr. Dave.
All right, so the video is our Haas CNC machine. It's one of our biggest CNC machines. What I'm going to try to do, this Google every week they're flipping something different at me. So
they do a lot of updates.
Yeah, and I think I need to update maybe the program I'm using to play the videos. But what I'm going to need to do is mute myself and then play the video, and then I'll explain it afterwards because it's kind of loud. But let me get this up right.
All right. There we go. Now I can narrate this a little bit since Dave can't, but this gentleman is going to walk on over to this. Now he's got the machine opening right there, and as I said, he just closes that just in time, and you see everything start to spray right up against the glass. And I mean, he made that within about maybe 2 seconds of time. But it is incredible. It's kind of hard to see on video like it is in person. But the noise from this thing and the fact that it's just cutting with no problem. But see how quick it was, and bam, it was there. So he just barely made that. We would have been all wet. So he was a nice guy, also very, very personable. And we were talking about his expertise, and I made a comment about his pay, and I said, well, then you must get paid the big bucks. And he looked around and he goes, before he said it, he goes, you got to be kidding me, right? So he was very funny about it. He was a real nice guy.
What kind of fluid were they using to cool that cutting process down?
Oh, it's actually some kind of. Last I asked the question, it was like a soy-based oil. It's like environmentally safe, and they said that the only issue with it is after so long, it kind of develops a smell to it. So then they'll change it out, almost like the bacteria that grows in like a diesel fuel. But
Okay.
most of the solvents that we use are environmentally safe because we're recycling everything in-house, and a lot of our blasting methods that we used to use more caustic chemicals. We're using a lot of baking soda blasting now. We used to use a process called choline, which was awesome. It was industrial salt heated to 700 degrees until it was just molting, and they would take cast iron parts and just dip it into this molting lava, and when you pulled that out, it was as clean. There were no organic material can survive that process.
Wow.
So, but the problem was it was so caustic, and it was so the EPA just, I guess, didn't like it. So we pretty much eliminated that. Now what we're doing is we heat the cast iron parts up to it's a few hundred degrees. It cooks all of the grease, the oils off, and then they put them in giant tumblers. Remember, you had the stone tumblers that you would put the sand in, and it would polish the stones. They're using similar. They're large barrels, and they have real thick. I mean, the rubber's probably 4 or 5 inches thick, and they'll put a whole engine block in there with shot peen, and it'll just tumble it. And when those things come out, they are actually polished, and it's a really neat process, and it just breaks all the dirt loose, and just a really nice finished product that then can be. They'll re-wash them and then use them, take them to the final, like that CNC machine. Then he'll load it up in there, and there's a lot of washing processes involved, just to get all the metal shavings out of everything.
When I took
When
I took the tour years and years ago, they allowed us to look at the final drive assembly plant department where they were putting ring and pinions together for the stock cars, and they were in a bath of pellets, constantly being washed, if you will, smoothed out and polished, and that was so very interesting to watch those pieces of metal just floating in there like in a washing machine, getting polished by these little pellets. And I don't even know what the pellets were really made of, but it was amazing how shiny and clean they came out. It was beautiful.
Yeah, they're the NASCAR rears, and they're a nickel-plated gear set, and I'm not sure what they're using to polish it, but you're right. When those things come out, I would say it's shinier than chrome. It's mirror polish, and they do that to reduce the friction, and that whole room is climate controlled, and it's well, when Dave and I walked in there, I asked our Mr. DeKemper, he's the head of the NASCAR, and I said, you got anything new? And he walked over to one of the transmissions, and he put a shop rag over top of it. And I said, I guess I'm not taking a picture of that. He said, oh, no. So, yeah, they had some.
I do want to let everybody know that Jasper is supplying a lot of stuff to NASCAR. But don't worry, folks, none of that quality is going to get in your car, okay? No, Jasper's unbelievable. I mean, the three factories that we went to were just great, and on top of it all, they are, remanufacturers. They're not, and redesigners. I mean, you guys are redesigning the stuff that, unfortunately, some of our manufacturers have not done so well for the first time. I ordered one time a 3.7 Jeep Liberty engine, and there were 17 updates. 17.
Wow.
So, that's just incredible. That is 17 different parts of that engine that they have found problems with, and they have done something to modify it. 17 modifications.
Yeah. Why is it that Jasper does that, but the manufacturers don't? Is it money?
Sometimes, once they start a manufacturing process and those machines get going. I talked to a gentleman today that toured, it was a few years ago, he toured a Ford plant, and he said that when they were boring out the brand new engines, he said they were doing about 40 of them at a time, and the CNC machines had 8 cutting bits on it, on a V8 engine, and it would just come down and zip, zip, all at the same time. So, when you have processes that are that fast, and by stopping that production line, sometimes if there's a small problem that develops later in the in the model year, and that's one of my car tips, and you guys might be mad at me for saying this, but one of my car tips is never ever to buy a brand new car the first model year of a brand new build. Because
okay, so I'm taking my 2013 Viper back because Dave said that. Okay.
Well, that wasn't a brand new. I mean, that was they've made some adjustments to it, but it wasn't like the first Viper that ever came out.
Exactly.
So
I agree with that philosophy totally. You're actually, I hate to put it like this, but they're using the public as guinea pigs for that first model year.
Yep.
And the other one, and you guys will love this too, is never to buy a black car unless you really like washing them.
Wait a minute, Mike. Do you have anything to say about that?
I have a lot of people that buy black cars because they like the way it looks after it's done here, and I don't say that to pat myself on the back, but you have to learn. I tell them you have to learn to live with dust, and you have to learn that it's not going to be as good as it looks today tomorrow.
Yeah,
and that's basic. And I do. I live with dust. It drives me nuts, but it's a lot of work.
But nothing looks better than a freshly detailed black car, hands down. I mean, that's the way it is. But then I like white cars because you drive them for a month and you don't realize how filthy they are until you go to wash it.
Yep.
All right, Mr. Lazy Man, let's do a contest here. Let's give somebody a chance to win something.
Well,
all right, so it's going to be the first correct answer to this contest at the email, which show you in just a few moments. Go ahead and show us what you got, mister.
Okay, well, last week I had a little teeny van, and that was a 1969 Subaru 360 van, and it was a 2-stroke. And they're very collectible. I saw one in the shop. Somebody had it in their barn. And we got some really close answers. One person I think guessed it was a Suzuki, but no one got it on the money. So this is a good one. This is Name the Mystery Car Radio.
Okay.
And this is an oldie but goodie. If you look here, we got looks like an auto reverse cassette deck, and we got the little
complete with hiss, right?
Now it's kind of hard to read, but it has. Remember when they had the chrome tapes and it said, well, DNR was, what was that? Something noise reduction, Dolby noise reduction.
Yeah.
Dolby noise reduction, right?
And CO2 was like something chromate, or they were like the metal tapes that were tinny, and you hit the button.
Right.
Yeah.
Now,
and I like to point out they all sounded like crap.
Yeah. Oh, but this one had auto reverse, so it sounds like crap on the other side too.
There you go. There you go. And they always put the real #1 song on the other side of the cassette. You know what? You're looking at a guy that was in the disc jockey business for 17 years, okay? And I can tell you I've probably owned 3 cassettes in my life. I hated cassettes. I would have rather had 8 tracks than cassettes. I hated cassettes. So I had records and I had CDs. I skipped right one to the other. I didn't use the old cassettes. Oh, I hated them.
So if you
but anyway, I do remember that radio very, very well. I can even remember the green numbers and letters lit up.
Yeah, you remember this one, Dave?
I do.
Okay, and just to give a hint, on the volume and tune knobs, there's 2 feathers. so that might be a hint. And it says Symphony Sound at the bottom of the tape deck.
Of course, it's a symphony that you never want to pay to go see. I'll tell you that right now. That's for sure. All right, so the first correct answer. You're looking for the vehicle this comes in?
Yeah, and if it doesn't have to be exact. They probably use the radio a couple model years, but if it's whoever's closest, I'll give a T-shirt too.
All right, jasperman73@gmail.com is the place to send your entries, and the first correct answer, or as Dave says, close enough, will win. jasperman73@gmail.com, a free Jasper T-shirt. How do you do it, Mr. Volume? All right, love it. Thank you, Dave.
Thank you.
All right. By the way, did you get your new shirts from Jasper yet? The ones you ordered when we were at the factory?
No. I'm still wearing a white dirty shirt.
Oh man, that's just terrible.
My dirty car, right?
Gotcha.
Car.
All right. Thank you, Dave.
Yep.
All right, Mike Lambert from the Shine Shop. Mike, do you have a tip of the week for us this week?
I'm still here.
Okay. You wanted to show us the Geon, right?
Yeah. It comes. We use Geon Mose and we use Geon Mose Plus. The big difference is the Mose Plus adds a third layer of the ceramic on it, which is harder than just the 2 layers.
Explain what Geon is first.
Geon is a ceramic coating that comes from Hong Kong, basically, and has been recently brought into this country after rave reviews in Europe and Asia about how much better it is than pretty much anything out there on the market. And their chemistry is a little bit different than everything else, as they don't use alcohol-based chemicals to put the product on the car.
Okay.
They use a different material that they don't tell anybody what it is, so it evaporates slower, which leaves more of the coating material on the car. And that's as basic as I can make it.
All right, and it is protected for your paint.
Yes, it is actually one of the very few on the market, if not the only, that you can actually measure the thickness with a paint meter when it's cured on the car. So it does add another layer to the car.
Gotcha. All right, show us the containers, mister.
Well, it comes in this really nice triangular-shaped box, and that's a lot of people say, well, you're going to throw that away. We give it back to the customer because it comes with its own bottle of detailer.
Gotcha.
Pure. So when you have your car coated, that goes with you, as well as a sample of their car wash we give you. So we put it in the box, put it on your front seat. It looks nice.
Right.
And this is the actual product itself. Comes in a little bottle like that. That's enough to do an SUV. And we apply it.
Incredible.
We apply it with this small block of foam.
Wow.
To a section at a time. That's what makes it so labor intensive. So do a Suburban with that, a square foot at a time.
Not me.
So that's why it's between the product and the labor. That's why it's so expensive.
You have spent more time cleaning and detailing my SRT Viper than I have since I've owned it, and I've had it for 1 year and 3 months. And I've washed it a number of times, but you still spent more time on it than I have. That's how meticulous you are and dedicated you are to your craft.
Well, I'm lucky. I enjoy it. I can honestly admit that I'm not fond of interior work, but I thoroughly enjoy polishing paint. So we make sure the interior is done right the first time. I don't have to go back in there, and then we spend our time polishing paint.
Good, very good. So this product that you're now using, you've put it on probably about 30 cars by now, haven't you?
I'm going to say it's got to be close to that. I honestly haven't kept track of it, but I can honestly tell you that my black Challenger has not looked that black before. And that was with the other coating that we were doing and polishing and waxing it and all that before that. I don't know what this product does different, but it's just much more impressive looking than what we were using before.
Very good. Your contact information is 410-833-1632, but the website is the place to go because you've got everything on the website, including gallery of cars that you've already performed this service on, plus also, of course, the pricing and also other businesses and people that you recommend in the business to help do things that you don't do.
Yeah, we do. I detail cars. I don't do window tint. I don't do wheels. I don't do anything like that. But I know people that do one thing specifically. Like our paintless dent repair guy is probably the best I've ever seen. Our paint touch-up guy
Yes,
is,
he's fantastic.
phenomenal. He does phenomenal work. He's done some work for you.
Yep.
Alloy wheel repair people we use. I've
Yep.
unfortunately used them myself, and
Yes.
they do flawless work. And they do a number of other things, which is pretty interesting. They do. I don't know what the exact term for it is, but they will. If you want your wheels to look like carbon fiber, they dip it in a solution, and it comes out looking like carbon fiber. It's an amazing process, and I can't remember the name of it, but they're one of the, I think, the only place in Maryland that does it. They can do like your dash pieces and things like that, and they do powder coating and all that, and they have an up-to-date modern facility. So we have them, and then we have an upholstery guy that we recommend and things like that. And we don't make any money for referring them. We know they do really good work, so we're happy to send people to them.
Very good. Well, Mike, it's been great talking to you tonight, as always. Looking forward to talking to you Saturday on the show. For those of you that don't know, Mike is a regular guest on my radio program, You Ought to Know, and because he's the only person I know that I've been able to get to call in 3 times on Saturday. So
yeah, whether you need me to or not. So.
He's a glutton for punishment, and he enjoys it. So it's all good, and I appreciate you calling in, buddy.
Oh, that's no problem. We're just I'm scrambling my brain to come up with more things to talk about.
Now, next Tuesday night's going to be I'm going to do the show from your house if you don't mind. Okay, because I got to drop off the Magnum.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you don't mind, we'll do it from your home again because I've got to drop off the Magnum for you for Tuesday night so you can have it Wednesday.
That's okay. You play tug of war with my dog.
Oh, no, thank you. No, thank you. I don't think Aston Martin's going to play. Oh, my goodness gracious. He'd pull me right through the glass door.
He probably would.
Yeah, he's a pit bull on steroids, I'll tell you. Woo! He's a good-looking boy.
Yeah.
Good-looking boy. All right, well, thank you, Mike.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you.
All right, let's go back to Jose Bueso from Dynamic Automotive. Well, let's put it this way: you lost your looks, Mister.
I know. My better half is gone. My professional better half is gone, I should say.
There you go. Oh yeah, you're in trouble now. I'm calling the wife right now. Calling the girlfriend right now. Say, hey, So, how are things been going for you? Business been good?
Yeah, with the cold weather moving in, of course, business is very, very good now. We're seeing a lot of service work, a lot of repair work coming in the door. We've got a couple of transmissions in here now, and people with check engine lights, and people winterizing their cars. So we're staying very busy. And of course now moving into car wash season, so that's going to start cranking up.
As soon as they start putting the salt out, which will probably happen sometime this week.
Yeah.
Yep.
So these cold snaps are always good for business.
That's for sure. One other thing I want to remind everybody that you are very nice to do this, that if people mention my name, Dave Serio, or the radio show You Ought to Know, when they deal with you, you give them 10% off their parts and labor ticket.
Absolutely. We'll give anyone that mentions the Dave Serio show or You Ought to Know 10% off on parts and labor at any of the 3 shops. And that's a blanket discount for any kind of repair.
Very good. Well, I appreciate that, and I know some people have been taking advantage of that. That's a good thing.
Yes, and it's been working out pretty well so far with the customers, and your name does certainly get around. And yeah,
don't let Darlene know that. I'm trying to impress her.
Yeah. We're having a lot of fun with that, and already starting to plan for the next car show next year. Right. And it seems like it's just better to plan earlier and earlier every time we do this. So it's getting bigger and bigger every year, and we love it that everyone can participate for an event like that.
Well,
myself, I have to mention I am involved with the Career and Tech Center here in Frederick County. I have been involved with the Career Tech Center for many, many years, and we are going to start the Skills USA competitions in December. So these young students are now going to be competing, and a lot of them do well from Frederick County. Frederick County actually and Carroll County end up having some real winners go to Skills USA, National Skills USA. And I'm proud to say Frederick County has had a lot of big winners for the past 5 to 10 years, actually. Now, I've been involved with them for 17 years. So,
national winners, yeah.
Really doing well. Yeah, and this Friday, I am doing career day at Thurmont Middle School. I'll be talking to some 8th graders about my career and about work, and that's always a challenge when you're talking to 8th graders.
Yeah, you got to make owner of, being a partner of 3 auto repair shops, you got to make that sound good.
Yeah, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to tell them, okay, this is where I'm at now, but let's go backwards and all the way back to my first job, and this is where I came from, and this is what I was doing in 8th grade. At age 14, I'll tell them I had my first job, which was working at a car wash. And that's how I started, my professional life, working at a car wash, toweling cars and vacuum cleaning cars. And back then we had steam guns. And you're actually working up. If you started out toweling cars, you went to vacuum cleaning cars, and then you became a steamer. And then you got to ride with the driver and wipe the windows inside, and then the top position was being the driver.
Yes.
And that was the top position. So it's yeah.
And now you get to drive through your car washes. You don't even have a driver anymore. The driver is the customer.
Yeah, exactly.
Scares the heck out of me. I know it's pretty well under control, but I tell you, these guys, I don't want to mention the Jiffy name, but these guys at these places that direct people in over a pit, they should get hazard pay. I'm telling you. I mean, I can't get people to pull up to a bay, yet pull in one. So it's amazing. It really is.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, thanks for being with us, Jose. 301-694-6250 is the number that you can contact Jose, and he can get you to any one of the 3 locations, by the way. So just give Jose a call if you need quality auto repair anywhere in the Frederick area. Appreciate it, buddy.
Thank you, Dave.
All right, time to say goodbye to everybody. Brad Sanders from BG Products and Services, thanks so much for hanging in there for the last 20 minutes or so and joining us. We appreciate you being with us, buddy.
Hey, well, thanks for bringing me along today, Dave.
All right, we look forward to seeing you in about 10 days at the shop. Fill me up again, okay?
That works for me. I'll arrange it right after Thanksgiving.
All right, sounds good. Dave Winward from Jasper Engines and Transmissions. Once again, thanks for being with us tonight. And put the contest information up there one more time. The correct answer to what radio this car goes into is answered at jasperman73@gmail.com. The first correct answer or thereabouts gets a free Jasper t-shirt. Sounds good, Mr. Dave?
Thanks, Dave.
Thank you, buddy. Mike Lambert from the Shine Shop, Extreme Detailer, 1 car per day. Thanks so much for being with us, buddy, and good luck with the rest of the construction that's being done at your house.
Oh, it's my pleasure, and I think my electricians are going to be giving Dave a call about one of those LED lights because they loved it up in the attic.
Oh, good. Very good. You took it up there and it showed them how well it worked, huh?
Yeah, I told them it's better than a drop light. Take this with you. So
there you go.
It works great.
All right, Dave wouldn't mind you giving his number out. I guarantee you. He said that's okay. All right.
Fine.
And Jose Bueso from Dynamic Automotive, thanks again for bringing lovely Darlene with you, and thanks for being here this evening.
Always a pleasure, Dave, and it's always good to see everyone here.
Thank you, buddy. You have a good night. I'm Dave Serio from Jasper Engines. I'm Dave Serio from BG Products. No, I'm Dave Serio from Vehicle Service Plus and also the radio show You Ought to Know, brought to you by Jasper Engines and BG Products and Services. And I want to thank everybody for being with us this evening. If you're watching this on archive, we'd love to have you join us live next Tuesday evening, 7 p.m. from Mike's house. That's right, we'll be there from Mike's house. And keep in mind that, of course, you can watch this live every Tuesday evening on YouAutoKnowLive.com. We're part of the Hangout10.com network, and we look forward to talking to you again next Tuesday evening. Have yourself a great week. Thanks for joining us, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.